Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City Media podcast. Stepping up to the microphones are your hosts, Trey Lasley and TJ Willis. Pull up your chair, grab your favorite brew, and enjoy the conversation. Now, let's get to the show.
TJ.
Yes.
See that? It's my ring finger. What do you think our national championship rings are going to look like?
Probably, I think silver with blue. Oh, I could see some black thrown in there too. Though.
It might make some people mad, though. Black.
Yeah, people do get real pissed off with that, and it kind of makes me mad that they get so offended by it.
We're going to kick it off with basketball tonight, Timothy, because you know why? I'm not ready to talk about that damn football game.
Yeah, that seems real fair. We're real fair.
Hey, guys, the reason I brought up the air horns...
We just turned 50. Although I feel like we should be celebrating episode 52 because that marks a calendar year of the pod. But
maybe we will. We'll see.
50 is just like a really strong number in between 100.
Such a strong
and
number.
0.
We're halfway to a century.
Yeah, Trey, do you want to tell
TJ, tell me what you're drinking tonight, and I'll tell you what I'm drinking. Little miscommunication.
Not a miscommunication.
What did you call him?
Little miscommunication.
You gotta
TJ and I
it.
almost fought before the camera started rolling because I didn't know that he texted me double time.
This is how it works. Trey and I text each other before, and he's like, hey, what beer? Or I say, what beer? And then I will text him, say, hey, do this one. This time, I told him that beer, and I said, hey, scratch that. Let's do this beer. And this guy ignored my text.
Didn't
Here we
see
are,
the scratch that
Two
text.
different beers. Going to change it up.
Do you have read receipts on your phone, on your messages turned on, Trey?
No, but he has an Android anyway, so it
Yeah.
wouldn't work.
Oh. See, I blame TJ then. It's definitely TJ's fault.
No. So I'm drinking Burn the Witch Black Lager by Meddlesome, and I did this for the blackout.
Well, why didn't you say that one first?
Because I didn't know I had it. I was just
I
thinking
even cussed you for picking this dank because it's Oktoberfest.
First of all, you clown. It says Donka for Oktoberfest.
I'm calling it dank.
That's wrong.
Danke means thank you in German.
Clown.
Thank you. Come on.
Anyway, I'm drinking Burn the Witch. It's a black lager. It looks mighty thick.
Well, I'll drink my Burn the Witch Black Lager as a celebratory for the winning the blackout. You didn't like that.
That is.
Tasted like a witch? Whoa.
It's like the liquid form
of
the smelling salts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say liquid ass.
No.
But it is liquid.
If you've ever had a
already.
black lager, you know exactly the flavor this gives. So, Trey, what are you drinking? What is that?
Dank.
Still Donka.
Donka Oktoberfest, 5.9 from Soul and Spirits. This was the beer that Timothy told me to bring.
Originally. Before the amendment.
It's got a black can, though, so I'm still in the blackout
It is a cool can, but we're not going to talk about that.
phase.
Trey, basketball. Did we play basketball this week?
Yeah, but we were
did.
the only team out there, I think.
The other team didn't.
They didn't show up for the second half.
How wild.
I'm going to be honest. 7 minutes left in the first half, I thought, oh, no, here we go again. Leading up to it, super nervous about this game because the last several years, since, I don't know, 10-plus years, probably. This is the type of game early in the season I feel like we go on the road and we get embarrassed.
I'm not going to lie.
Makes me think Oklahoma State, and what was that, 2013? We lost by 30. Got you a little bit of redemption in the Old Spice Classic a couple weeks later. Yeah, what was that dude's name?
I don't even remember.
You talking about Marcus Smart's best friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Not important. You know, everybody knows what we're talking about.
Anyway.
The dude that couldn't miss from 3.
You got 7 minutes left. You're down 14. Mizzou Arena, sold-out crowd. Like I said last week, the biggest weekend in Columbia's sports history, and we ruined it. Night one.
Did ruin that.
Hell of a turnaround from the Tigs, though. Absolute hell of a turnaround. They were up, 29-15 with like 7 minutes left till half. You cut it to 7. I think at one point you went on like a 47-17 run. You'd outscored them by 30. It doesn't.
No.
You doubled them up in the second half, 44-22. Absolutely just laid it on them in the second half.
I'm going to be real honest. I had no faith in us.
I think
in the last like 5 minutes, I think it was. I want to say I doubled down and went back and put like maybe $10 or $12 on them to cover whatever the spread was.
Who's them?
Sorry, Mizzou, the team that would look like it was competent in basketball at that time.
Interesting.
I lost money.
I bet on us to win by 10 to 15, and we won by 15.
You win some, you lose some.
Thunder picks, baby.
50-50 TJ.
Phil Forte.
Yeah.
Just looked it up.
That's
It was driving me nuts.
Wasn't he the coach's son?
No.
No. I don't think that's true.
His
dad-
nickname was B Rabbit.
I get that. That's an 8 Mile, right? 8 Mile reference.
He is now, is this factual? He is now an assistant coach for North Texas.
Oh.
We will see him later this year.
Good for him. We can boo him.
That's great. They just hired him in April.
Let's boo him.
Wow. Absolutely loved from the 7-minute mark in the first half onward. Loved it. I was at a Friendsgiving, so I was partially watching on my phone. I almost turned it off when we got down 14, and then Buddy's got a huge projector. They put it on there. We were hitting golf balls into it. I was taking up to the 7-minute mark. I was taking my stress and anger out. There was a timeout. I hit a drive straight into the back of Malcolm's head.
Is that why he was out the rest of the
I think so. That's why he only played 11 minutes. It's one of those what are those
sure
things
that's
called?
true.
Those dolls with the push pin things.
A voodoo doll, man.
That's what it was working like.
I got a feeling that probably wasn't why Malcolm didn't play the second half. But.
Yeah, I think should we extend Rick 2 games in? How does that work?
lifetime contract?
It's a good question. I am curious if he can somehow parlay these couple of games.
I'm not going to
into a
lie.
coaching
In
job
all of his
somewhere else.
availabilities, post games, pre games,
I kinda like him.
I do too. A lot.
His accent's kind of funny, and just like some of the things he says, like his mannerisms.
We've talked to Kenny about this. He just comes in
And just
and he just talks.
forever.
No question asked. I mean, he'll just give you the rundown.
You know what cracks me up the most about him when he talks is the fact that he uses the players' last names instead of their first names. He always and Mills and Dandridge and
That's an old ball coach type of
yeah.
thing.
No, he's an old ball coach, man.
Call them by their last name. No, I just absolute domination. Like we said, huge win on the road, sold out. I mean, they're a tournament team for sure. Dennis Gates, they
Definitely.
made it last year fairly easily. I think they were 6. That's a team that was 16-3 at home last year. Like they don't lose in that arena really. And you just went up there and totally flipped the script on them. I think they were am I remembering this correctly? They were 2 of 19 from the field in the second half.
It was, I think 5 of 15 at one point. I think. I don't have it in front of me, obviously.
I mean, it's
regardless, it's the same
to
conversation.
start the game. Shawnee's second was absolutely destroying us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's good.
Dude
man.
didn't score a bucket, not a single point
Yeah, shut the water off.
No,
in the second half. He took one shot. It ended up being a foul, and then he missed both 3 throws.
he took one shot.
How is that possible? Talk about lockdown. Are you serious?
Not only did he not score,
And look, I thought about this because Kenny, you asked the question last week.
yeah.
I think I know what Caleb Mills' role is.
Yeah.
He's going to come down and lock down their best offensive guy.
First team, baby.
I mean, that is what just happened.
That's great if he accepts that
If he
role,
turns into
right?
that, absolutely sign me up.
Yeah, I think if you can get him to buy in on that type of role, that's
I
fantastic.
mean, he bought in on Friday
And
night.
what is he, 6'5"?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, 6'5". Who is he not guarding? I mean, obviously, I think there's guys that are
Sign me the heck up.
the 4 and the 5 is probably not guarding.
I mean, everything defensively just looked like a total turnaround from the first 13, 15 minutes of that game. Box score wise, you cut the rotation down, which was good to see. Very early on, you played quite a few, but what a quote from Rick. Talking about the rotation in the second half, the rotation got cut down because it was time to stop experimenting and time to win a ball game.
I love it.
Can we get that tattooed somewhere?
I wonder if they stick with that, though. I understand there's some conference games you're going to be able to play some guys.
Well, you can experiment when you're up 30. Let's not experiment when we're down 10
In
on
such
the
a
road.
pivotal game on the road.
Yeah.
I know it's only the second game of the year, but it's pretty damn pivotal considering you don't have many of those lying around. Challenging
not.
road games.
Although you got a tough little stretch after Friday. I don't think we play at home again until December.
Regardless, you need
16th.
all of those. You need them all because you're not going to get any favors in conference.
Who stood out to you on Friday?
For me, it's Jordan Brown. I think that is kind of the Jordan Brown we were expecting to get, right? That first game, he did not, he was not as advertised, I think was the easiest way to say it. Granted, it's one game, right? Whatever. So it's kind of hard to truly base it.
He just looks like he's still getting his legs back under him, still kind of getting in shape. Off the bench, 17 minutes, 6 of 10 from the field, 12-5, 2 steals. He only had 1 turnover, only 2 fouls. But, dude, his hands and his ability to finish around the basket.
He's back here somewhere.
You got a ball right behind you. You want to try to palm that? You think you can palm
I
that?
got a decent sized hand, but probably not.
Yeah, I don't think you can palm that.
I don't think so.
No, I agree with you. But, I mean, it's got to be Quinterly for me.
Makes perfect sense.
You don't practice for a month with a hyperextended knee.
It was hot, man.
First 2, really 3, I guess. Well, his first 2 games, and was it Lemoyne and I don't even remember who he played. Jackson State. I mean, didn't look great, but he absolutely performed on Friday. 18 points, led the team. No, he didn't lead them in rebounds, but he had 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, only 1 foul. I'll tell you what, that fake reverse spin layup thing, when
you fake one away and roll back.
The announcer wanted so bad to say he's clowning on these fools. I don't know why he caught himself and just didn't say fools, but I don't. What did he end up saying, Kenny? He's clowning on these guys.
I think that's what he said.
His team or something. I was like, dude, you can just say
he's
fools.
clowning
He
these
probably
fools.
say fools. Yeah,
He probably
I don't think
get away with
that's.
that.
I mean, that's not frowned upon, is it? You can't say fools on the SEC network.
I don't know. I think it's probably just don't want to call players fools.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Especially the team that you're a team from the conference that you're working for.
Sure. I guess.
It's a tough look.
Dub out of David Jones, 10 and 10, 2 assists.
Yep.
Had a steal.
Jaquan still seems to be that guy.
Yeah.
I do need Jaquan to calm down a little bit.
Why?
In
one way.
In which way?
Yeah. What do you mean?
He had 3 of his teammates mad at him during that game.
I did see.
What he grabbed? What's his name by the back of the? Was it Quinterly?
Yeah.
What happened? Quinterly was
I feel like-
jawing at someone else, and he grabbed him to pull him away to stop a fight. But Quinterly looked at him and was like, "Don't you can grab my neck, bro."
Yeah,
he
told him
very
straight up,
unhappy with that.
Don't do that.
I wouldn't want anybody grabbing my neck either.
Well, I don't want you getting a technical and getting thrown out either.
There's a way to do that.
I
really
know,
not to.
I know, I know.
He pulled on. He did that to Malcolm, and he did it to David Jones. Now David's back was turned to the camera, so you couldn't exactly see what David was
His
saying.
reaction was.
But it was very clearly hey, bro,
I didn't appreciate that.
I don't appreciate that.
Yeah,
Not a
I
fan,
don't blame
man.
him.
Not a fan.
I love it though. I mean, I don't mind it, but
No, I like it. I ain't gonna lie.
But you got a heavy dose of those 4 though, with Jones, Walton, Quinterly, and Mills all playing. David with the least amount, 27 minutes, but then you got 33, 34, and 33 out of Mills, Quinterly, and Walton.
Hey, I did say
I think that's the success. That's your recipe for wins moving forward.
sure.
Heavy doses of those 3, and you sprinkle in a little Jay Brown in there with a little relief of Dandridge, and
well, let's not forget Jordan Brown averaged 31 minutes a game last year.
he did.
For La Tech. So it's not like he's not used to playing a lot of minutes too. And I loved it. I loved the rotation in the second half. You keep your best players out there and you go win games, man.
Yeah.
Is this something that you all think is going to change when Penny gets back, or do you think it's going to be relatively? I mean, obviously, you can't come into these games and be like, "Oh, we worked on this all week with." I hate when people call him Coach Penny. I don't know why. It just bothers me when people say Coach Penny.
I try to call him Coach Hardaway because I just feel like it's disrespectful just to call him.
I
Penny.
just say Penny.
But I think that may just be from the Coach Deion Sanders stuff.
Yeah. It's I know it's something where they're like, hey, we worked on this all week, and here's the rotation that we think is going to be most successful. And then you get in game and just completely flip script. Like, probably not, right? But
I mean, do you think what? I guess that lends the question: how much autonomy did Stansbury have in the game to make decisions on the roster in terms of how many people were playing, how many minutes were given out. I mean, I think that had to be probably something that they talked about.
Oh, I'm sure
You
it
have
is.
to
And
talk
I,
about that.
I honestly think what he said about it's time to stop experimenting and win a game is.
It's Penny Hardaway saying that.
No, I would have said
I
Rick.
was going to say it's Rick saying it.
Penny's known for playing 50 guys in a game. Obviously not 50, but he's known for playing these large rotations.
I mean, obviously, I think like you're saying, like game wise, feel wise, things change. But I think going into it, they've kind of got like in their head different points in the game when they're going to try to put people in different situations, different lineups. And I think that was Rick saying like, I couldn't afford to follow that in the second half. I had to go with the guys that were going to win the game.
I don't know if I believe that to be true.
Well, you're wrong, Kenny.
Okay.
It's 2 versus 1.
Okay.
Okay, that's how math works.
I hear you. I mean,
No,
Penny.
anyway, we could all be wrong. Who knows?
Penny shut. He. Why am I having a hard time saying? What's the word I'm looking for?
I have no
Call
idea
it
because you're
ambulance
not
for
saying
Penny right
anything.
I know. He shrunk the roster, or he shrunk the rotations. Thank you. Gosh, he shrunk the
Who
rotations.
have we kicked off the team? Because Kenny said the roster shrunk.
Yeah, he shrunk the rotations last year with the team. Didn't play as many guys. He's also, I mean, obviously, yes. A few years back, I think the 21 team, he had a large rotation. You know, like 10, 12 guys that were coming in and out of the game. I firmly believe that what we're going to see moving forward is exactly what you saw in the Missouri game. When it's a game that
I would hope so.
Yeah.
that is a quad one win, quad one opportunity on the road or at home, you're going to see a short rotation and you're going to see some experimentation during the conference schedules. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think that's fine because later in the year you're going to need some of those guys. Like you got to keep them in the game situation. Like you're going to need a Jalen Young or somebody to step up at some point in time later in March, probably.
And I think
he only played 6 minutes, but I think he gave you a lot in those 6 minutes in the first half. Like he was getting to the basket. I know he's 1 of 2, he only made 1 layup and then missed the other one. But like, I think he provided a good 6 minutes there, 2 rebounds.
I think it's all pretty much fluid, right? Like I think you generally know who your best 6 are, and then from there on out, I think the rest of the 3 guys, whatever it ends up being, kind of fluctuate on who's going to get more minutes, right? Like I don't think it's a guarantee that Jaden is going to get more minutes than.
I did feel like his minutes on Friday were a little up there.
I just work here,
Especially
man.
being 0 of 5 from the field.
I just work here. He's in a net. I think everyone agrees he's net neutral, right? Like he's not going to give you a lot, but he's not really going to give up a lot at the same time. Like it's just kind of what he is, and maybe that's why people don't like him per se. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to find logic there, but I don't think he's going to give you an extraordinary amount of minutes over, let's say, whoever the backup big is, because it seems like they're going to kind of just toss different guys in and out of there. It feels like to me.
Yeah.
So. I don't know.
TJ, after Jackson State, you felt validated in your concerns about rebounding. How do you feel now that the Tigs out-rebounded Missouri
A lot.
by 14?
Yeah, it was a lot. I remember seeing that.
47-33. Gave up only 5. And I think this was I'd have to go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure they were a very good offensive rebounding team last year. Only had 5 offensive rebounds, 0, count them, 0 second chance points.
Yeah, I'd love to be wrong.
All night.
Yeah, also, you kind of got some out of David Jones there that I don't think anyone was expecting. The double-digit rebounding night from Jalen Jones.
What did we try to tell you a couple weeks ago? That he comes off the floor and he wants to know how many boards he has. And then, I mean, Quinterly at what, 6'1" with 8 boards. Second on the team. There's that still shot of him boxing out that 7-footer for a board. One-handed. He grabbed it one-handed.
It's impressive to say the least. I for this game, honestly, I expected it to be more of Mizzou making free throws and that hurting us. And they did, I think, technically have a higher percentage, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there were 76.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when
76% on the night.
we shut the water off on them in the second half. Like, they just couldn't score. They couldn't do anything. Like,
Yeah.
we were talking about it before we started recording, and you could clearly see that Mizzou wasn't making shots. Some were open, some weren't. But, I mean, like we were saying, like 2 of 19, 5 of 15, whatever the number truly is, probably some combination of the two. Like, they just didn't really have any chances to score. So I'm not sure how much it really matters to make your free throws. If you don't get a chance, you don't get fouled, nothing.
Yeah. And then the other thing that was a little bit of a concern, at least in Jackson State, was the turnovers, and you come away and you only had 11 on the night.
I feel like we had 11 in the first 5 minutes. Wasn't that the thing Rick said like 50 times over and over and over?
Yeah, you had 10 in the first 7 minutes of the game the other night.
Yeah. Absurd.
Had 11 all night on Friday.
Absurd. Give me that all the time. Hey, if we only have 11 turnovers in a game, undefeated.
Get used to that.
Undefeated.
Hang the banner. Took quite the leap in Kenneth Palm, jumping up from 37th to, I think that night you went to 25. You're now down to 27 since some games have been played.
Whatever.
But still only have 3 currently projected L's on the schedule. Michigan has taken quite a leap as well. They're now 23rd. So that's a 1-point loss right now. Loss at A&M. And then your last game of the year, 2-point loss right now, at least at Florida Atlantic. 35th ranked efficiency in the offense, and then up to 17th defensively. I mean, this has got the potential to be one of those best in the nation defenses under Penny Hardaway.
Yeah. I mean, you say best in defense. I mean, I know this is like almost something we say every year. It's just the best team he's had. I mean,
they just keep getting better. That's why we can say it every year.
I know it's early, right? Like, what are we talking about? We're 2 games in, but they shoot the ball well. They don't turn it over that much, seemingly. They're deep. I mean, it seems like the combination. Like, this could actually be
They might be rebounding the basketball. They're defending. They got fight in them. It could have been so easy for that team getting down 14.
To just quit.
Yeah. To lay over, go through the motions, try to keep it respectable. None of that. Totally flipped the script. Couldn't have been more pumped walking away. I immediately got home from Friendsgiving, started the replay, midnight, watched it over again.
I'm
a sicko.
You are a sicko.
I loved
dude.
it.
I knew
so
exactly
much.
where you're going with that.
Loved it. Couldn't get enough.
Really do that.
I can. I do it often.
I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I'll tell you this. Natalie was sitting on the couch. We had gotten home. Catherine was with the grandparents, and she was like, why is this game starting so late?
I don't know.
Then she took
That's
a
wild,
second
dude.
look
I'm
and looked at me and was like, are you serious? And I was like, oh, I'm dead serious. Couldn't hear the commentary while we were at Friendsgiving. I'm gonna rewatch it. Need to take it all in.
I'm trying to think if No, actually, I know I've never rewatched a game.
Yeah, because you didn't even know.
Because I didn't even know. You guys had to show me that ESPN replay was even a thing. I was so confused how you guys were rewatching
It's a beautiful thing.
I was like, I can't TiVo this. That's not the word. DVR it.
You've paid a lot of money to ESPN for their ESPN Plus service and not taken advantage of it.
See,
the greatest part of it.
See what had happened was
yeah, the way my billing works is it's just a part of my phone.
the way
bill,
my bank accounts are set up.
It's just a part of my phone bill. I pay it no matter what.
All right, we move on from Mizzou. Got one ball game this week before next week's
It's a win, dude. Don't
Old
even talk
Turkey
about
event. Yeah, you got the Fighting Madlocks coming to town, taking on Alabama State Friday evening at FedEx Forum. Not a whole lot to say because they're not good at all. Sitting in Ken Palm, they are 348. It's a projected 30-point win with a 99.7% chance of victory. You talk about experience. 99.7.
Disrespectful.
That is 0.03. You talk about experimentation. This would be the time to build you a lead and do a little bit of experimentation.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I definitely think Jackson State's going to be better than Alabama State, right?
For sure.
Can we go ahead and get that out of the way? Yeah. Like, Jackson State can shoot the ball. Like, I don't know if Alabama State can shoot the ball. Just looking at them, obviously I don't follow them that much, and just didn't see anything that stood out other than TJ Matlock, leading scorer, leading rebounder. Kenny, dude, that's disrespectful, bro.
I don't know if that's good. Wow, we just had a live Ken Palm update. The score just changed from 89-59 win to 90-60 win.
Okay. Is it because
huge
Amar Knox?
Kenneth is putting up one additional point on both sides now. I'm not sure what changed, but something has changed in the data.
He's listening to Tigers Untapped. That's what he's doing.
I guess we're getting
Algorithms,
live
dude.
updates.
No, I mean, you can look at the roster. There's just, I don't want to say physically no way they can compete, but like, there's no way they can compete. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. But they're not equipped. They don't have it.
You also, for those of you at home following along, get a little sneak peek at former Tiger commit Amar Knox as well. Yes. Although I will say, while they are sitting 0-2 and coming fresh off of a loss to Iowa by 31, they only lost by 10 at Mississippi last Monday.
I think it tells you all you need to know.
69-59.
I just don't think he's had enough time to put it together. Yeah.
Ole Miss is trash.
I don't know.
If Cisse was playing, it'd be different.
Jamarian Sharp is not that good.
He's not.
He's a big body. He's a big body.
Jamarian Sharp, 22 minutes. This is against Alabama State. Had 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting, 0 of 2 from free throws, and he had 3 total rebounds.
Yeah, that's got to be. He's 7'2", right?
He did have 4 blocks, though.
I think he's like 7'5", right?
He is up there, and he is 7'5".
You think Arkansas Dirk would have had more than?
Oh, yeah.
On us?
Yeah.
More than what?
4 points, 3
Oh,
rebounds.
he'd have been letting that thing fly from 30 feet.
Got that ratchet. Do you think that, let me just clarify, I don't think the Tigers will have an issue rebounding against Alabama State. I just want to get that out in the open. That way we don't bring that up
I think that's a good assessment.
the next episode. Just want to throw that out there.
I think that's a good assessment, Teach.
It's just too, we talk about why we've talked about this for way too long.
What, Alabama State?
Yeah. What do you think the score? Would you say 90 to 80, 90 to 60?
90 to 60 is the projected score. You think the line's going to be like 28.5, 29.5?
I would not take that personally.
I'm not taking that. That's a lot of points. And it feels like a time to experiment where we probably get up by 30 plus at one point, and then you put some guys in there.
It'll be JJ moment.
Shout out to JJ.
JJ time.
I was watching him on the bench the other night, and he was having a good time.
That whole bench is, man.
When Quinterly hit that crossover, made that defender fall, and then dropped down the 3, JJ literally fell out flat on the floor like this, and it was just like, it was great.
Did y'all see the clip that Memphis Athletics put out?
Oh, where they were like,
JJ saying, "Where are you?
Where are they all going?
Where are they going?"
I loved it. I love when we shut that arena up and then they left early. There's nothing better. And I look forward to the Road Warriors picks. It's great. I love this team, TJ.
The Road Warrior picks are kind of dumb to me, but
get out of
You're
here.
so
I know.
crazy. You're such a grandpa.
I know.
They should put shirts on.
Everybody should take the shirts off. Let's take the pick. I know.
Put the shirts
they
on.
They all had their shirt on the other night.
They normally don't. They may have in that.
That
one.
was 2 years ago's team.
Dude. If you play college
I
ball,
also feel like I feel like that was a ALO thing. I think he started that.
What's better? Let me ask you guys this. What's better? Penny on the treadmill.
Penny
or
on the
Road
treadmill.
Warriors.
Penny on the treadmill means good news is coming, but Road Warriors means good things have already happened.
yeah.
So I don't know. That's tough.
I care about wins, man. Give me the Road Warriors.
Freaking Penny on that treadmill.
It's batting 1,000, right?
Yeah.
Penny on the treadmill is definitely
think
batting
so.
1,000.
Oh yeah, you get a Penny treadmill post and something is happening good.
I think we're breaking news to people. They're probably like, what the hell are you talking about?
Okay, if you don't know that, you don't follow Penny on Instagram.
On
Anytime
Instagram,
he
dude.
posts a story of him
Walking
on the treadmill,
treadmill.
incline walk,
God got me, baby.
yeah, you know something. God got us. Something's coming.
God got us.
Good. All right, Timothy. Anything else, B-ball?
I think that's it.
How
dude.
much do you love this team?
They're fun to watch. They're probably the most fun.
I'm head over heels.
I mean, I'm trying to think back to a team
Until they
where I
lose
was
a
like, you
game.
know what? I really like this team.
Until they ruin my Thanksgiving next week.
I really like
I still have so much PTSD from that freaking
2012
seam
team?
all banked in.
competing with the 2012 team for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Will Barton?
Yeah. You know, Will the Thrill, that was my guy.
God, that was a good team. That was a team that lost to St. Louis, right?
Stop, Trey, but yes.
They had it all
I'll bring it
together
back.
until they just.
Who was playing for St. Louis then? I forget. Was it their
Rick,
I
rest
don't
in
know. I
peace.
just know it was Rick Majerus was the coach. we were such a hot pick. Everybody was like, they're going to beat St. Louis, and they're such a tough matchup for Michigan State. What could have been? What could have been? All right. Well, when we come back, we will we flip the script just like the Tigs did on Friday. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk a little bit of football. We'll be right back.
Bluff City Media and Bluff City NIL are proud partners of Coaching for Literacy, a Memphis nonprofit using the power of sports to impact childhood literacy. When you donate to Bluff City NIL through Coaching for Literacy, your gift is 100% tax deductible. This partnership is a win-win-win. Tiger student athletes win in the NIL landscape. Coaching for Literacy wins by engaging Tiger student athletes in this monumental cause. And most importantly, elementary students in Memphis receive support to become strong readers. To donate today, visit coachingforliteracy.org/bluff-city.
Just taking off of, I don't even want to talk about the players first. Just taking off of Penny Hardaway coach team's track record. They typically, historically, play up to competition, whether they're the inferior team or not. And we've seen that throughout the last couple of years. And honestly, that's been a pretty hard critique on his teams, is that they kind of leave a little bit to be desired against inferior opponents at times, and then they know when to step up under the lights. This team, with how much experience and age that they have, and knowing the goal that they came here for, and knowing the conference that they play in, quality opponents.
This is that first opportunity to boost that resume so I can get to a tournament in my final year of eligibility for a lot of these guys.
So this could be a tipping point for what the non-conference schedule could be.
Right.
And I just feel like with a team with this many experienced veteran guys, they understand what's in front of them.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
We need front court depth, right? I would say Jaron and Tillman, we're fine with those two. We just need some front court depth. I think Jaron and Tillman could be your starters. Man, the hell with that, man. Like, I'm looking at this one game of Bismack Biyombo, and I'm like, all right, bro, like, just give me more Bismack. Like, I want that Jaron Jackson Jr. Bismack Biyombo front line look very good. This organization has never had a rim protector, like a high-level rim protector before Jaron Jackson Jr.
Right.
And now you got two of them in Jaron Jackson Jr. and Bismack Biyombo.
All right, let's go with it. Now, it was just one, so we got to, clarify. It was just one game. We got to find out, see a little bit more consistently, but, if he just do anything close to that game, you're fine, and that helps the front court depth anyway, because now Tillman, if you do make this switch, either or, you still got depth at the center position that you didn't have the first 5 games of the season after the Steve Adams injury got announced.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, we're back. Charlotte kicked our ass, except we somehow won. Anything from you, Trey?
No, you nailed it. You keep finding. You're all about the finding ways to win.
We're not actually back.
Yes,
we are. We're back.
We are back.
We're back.
Brought us back.
You brought us back.
Oh, we're back. Great.
We're back. Hey, before y'all get started on Memphis football, I'm going to need y'all's help because there is clearly a ghost in
I
this
don't
building.
want to talk about it. I'm about to leave the building.
And
If we hear one more thing.
I feel like I'm y'all's first line of defense, and I'm going to need, so if I go,
I can see the door.
so here's my thing. If something starts going wrong in here, I'm going to go, caw over the microphone.
Okay.
I need y'all to come help me.
Here's the thing. There's another door in this room
Oh, with our backs.
that is to Trey's back. I have no clue where that door goes.
That goes into the labyrinth.
I don't
If
like that
something comes
door.
at that door that you're in,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump out of a window. I'm gonna try to go through that mystery door, and I'm gonna find my way to the closest window.
I'm looking at that door behind Trey. If something comes through that door, I'm coming in there to help y'all. You're not going to help
a door
me.
behind you.
No, we want you to shut that door, and you stay in there and you wrestle it like a bear would. Trey and I are going to be in here. We're the pretty faces. We can't get
Y'all are
involved
the
in that,
talent. That's
you know?
true. We can't let the pretty faces get hurt.
Just keep it down in there.
I swear, every time I go to the bathroom, I turn the flashlight on my phone, and I am like, I'm checking every nook and cranny as I
Why
turn.
don't you just turn the hallway light on?
Because I always forget.
Yeah.
The light's outside of the hallway, which doesn't make any
You've
sense.
been going down there with just your phone flashlight?
Yes.
That's wild. I wonder if it's that little lizard that was in the bathroom like a month ago.
It could be.
There's some fight or flight action going on once I get in that hallway.
Interesting. All right. Well, we made the Charlotte 49ers look like the San Francisco 49ers. I don't even know what to say. The team had put up, they were averaging 13 points a game the last 6 weeks. They averaged 16 on the year, and you just gave up 38. They have a running back who didn't even have a carry this year. TJ will tell you this doesn't matter. Career one rush for 4 yards. My guy, Hassan Whiteside, kid, his name's Wilson, 24 carries, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Timothy?
Hey, before y'all break this down, Trey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how mad were you?
I have never. I'll tell you, I was already mad about that, but what really, really set me off was Blake Watson fumbling the damn football on the 1 yard line again.
Again.
I lost my mind. I understand that Brandon Thomas was hurt, but literally let anyone else on the football team carry the ball into the end zone in that situation. He has fumbled the ball 5 times inside the 5 yard line. 5.
Scale of 1 to 10.
One of them he got lucky because he got hit going out of bounds, so he fumbled it out of bounds.
That Boise fumble.
The
was a
Boise
fumble.
one, he got lucky because they called it a touchdown on the
And
field.
I don't think it was.
And it was very close.
That was a fumble.
It
Yeah.
it was definitely a fumble. Whether or not he crossed the plane before he fumbled it, I have no idea. 5 fumbles in 10 games inside the 5. How is that possible?
It's just frustrating because he is so good. And then he
Is it illegal to put the ball under your jersey and run?
I do get curious, like, how can you not find a different way?
He's just loose with it.
Like, why? Has Sutton fumbled all year?
Seth under center. I mean, you were
Well,
confident enough to throw a quadruple pass.
We'll talk
to
about
him.
that in a minute. I probably wouldn't have done Seth under center, but I don't know.
Give it to
Is Bull
Chisholm.
redshirting?
I think he is.
Or, I mean, you're on the goal line. You've had success the
Jamal's.
last month with running stuff to Doyle and Lansfield. Like, run your tight end set.
I would love, I'd find an athletic offensive lineman and line them up at wide receiver and then call them in motion. The 49ers.
Cremonte's played tight end. Line him up as a fullback and hand him off.
No, what they do, the 49ers do this, and you made me think of it. They put like Trent Williams or someone at wide
Charlotte?
receiver.
Oh, San Francisco.
San Francisco. At wide receiver, and they call him in motion. He comes full speed, hauling down. I heard that. I'm going to tell myself it was a raccoon digging through the walls or something. But that O
I
lineman.
told you I didn't bump that wall, bro. I'm telling you.
The O lineman just peers off around the corner and absolutely destroys who's ever on the end because it's a full speed 300-pound man. Like, they're going to win that battle.
But they need to figure something out. It's driving me insane. It's unbelievable. I just hope that Brandon's back day to day.
I don't like day to day. I don't like that.
Seth did have a decent day for being injured. I think he was actually our first all year long American Conference Player of the Week offensively for 32 of 48, 329, 2 tutties, and a pick. That is his 16th career game throwing for 300 or more yards.
Wow.
That is a school record right there.
It's a lot of yards.
Where does that put him in the we talked about this at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, he is still third, I think, behind Danny and
Brady.
I don't think he's going to break Brady personally.
At all.
Actually, I don't. How far behind?
Yeah, I'd have to see the numbers specifically.
He may be pretty
but,
close to Danny now.
I don't know how updated this is. That's a lot in. If he comes back next year, obviously.
Oh yeah, next
Right.
year he's got it in the big busy bag.
I mean, depending on how dicey the rest of the season get, he can get pretty close. He's at 97, 45.
We calculated before the season started. He had a chance. I mean, he had to have a heck of a year, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, like what are we talking about? He's basically 1,000 yards away. We'll just do it that way. Basically 1,000 yards away as of right now. So take it for what it's worth there.
Well, 1,000 yards. You got 2 regular season games, conference championship, and a bowl game. 4 games, you get 1,000 yards.
Well, they've been airing it out.
Keeps throwing for 300. It's possible.
Very doable.
I don't know, dude. You come out the first quarter, first drive, felt good. You march down, 13 play, 65-yard, 5:26 off the clock, take an early 7-0 lead. Felt like you were going to do what you
beautiful. It was a great drive.
Felt like it. And then Shat kind of hit the fan. Charlotte kicks a field goal. Seth dives on his hurt shoulder instead of sliding after he already had the first down, so he misses a series. Tevin, with the ultimate 180, after last week's touchdown throw, comes in and throws one of maybe the worst picks that we've ever seen in our entire lives.
You could see he was moving to his left, and he kind of never really set his feet.
He had Kobe open 10 yards from the defender. He just threw the ball
threw him 10 yards shorter. Yeah.
Straight to the defender's chest.
It was wild.
I don't know. Very wild. And then it was just back and forth from that moment on. The fourth quarter was absolutely wild. You got down by 10 2 separate times. Big plays to get back in it. Sutton with a huge – I thought we were about to have our kickoff return for a touchdown. I thought it was there.
He got pretty damn close.
He did.
I
think it was 75
30?
yards.
Yeah.
So close. Chandler Martin, the first interception of his entire football playing career.
60-yard interception.
Took it to that. Talk about it. That was also a very bad interception.
It was a great interception, Trey.
The Ivy kid is not good at playing the quarterback position.
Yeah, with all due respect, he is kind of dog water at quarterback.
I mean, the kid threw 4 picks the other day. Trexler, what a name.
It seems like they just found the one guy who couldn't do anything else. So like, all right, we'll just put him at quarterback.
Yeah.
Not a recipe for success.
I don't know why they ever tried throwing the football. They literally should have just handed it off to Sean Wilson the entire game because we literally couldn't do anything.
He's actually
him and that freaking
Bangda
kid.
Yeah.
I mean, just straight up the gut. Banged a 3-yard touchdown run. We had, a 30-yard touchdown run. I mean, it's just disgusting.
Now you got me calling him Hassan Whiteside. That is not his name.
I mean, he would have run all over us, too, at 7 feet tall.
7 foot 250. That's not his name.
People diving at ankles and missing and shit.
It was quite frustrating, and that's been a problem.
I think statistically we had
all year.
117 missed tackles on Saturday.
That's probably a pretty good rough estimate.
Give or take a few, I think. But
Are they back to not tackling during the week?
I think it seems that way. Wilson is currently 3rd in the Heisman voting behind Michael Penix and Jaden Daniels.
After one game.
yeah, he got in the Heisman Trophy watch, huh?
Yeah.
That is
Congrats to Hassan Whiteside.
That is really,
Wilson.
really special. He had 50 times his career rushing yards in one game.
I don't think that matters, dude. I don't think the person part matters. I don't think any of that matters.
TJ.
The defensive line got their face kicked
TJ,
in.
it is November. What was the date? 11th of the game? And the kid had not played a snap of football all year.
He hadn't carried one time.
He's not even in shape.
He's in shape. These kids work hard.
Everybody's good, TJ.
He hadn't played a live snap of football the entire year and just ran for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is absolutely insane. I can already hear people saying it's because they didn't have tape on him. I tweeted it out during the game. It's unbelievable.
Hey, that's the dumb one. I don't get that one. Can't support that one.
I don't know that anybody said that. I just anticipated it coming.
No, it's literally because our defensive line has disappeared completely.
I mean, they literally could have
Respectfully.
run 2 plays the entire game.
I don't
stupid
know.
drag route with their tight end and then handing it off to Bodega and Wilson. What's his name? Bangda.
Well, if you don't like tight ends in the flats, I got bad news for you this weekend, but we'll get there.
Any other complaints? Let's get it all out. I have a complaint. I've already brought it up once before. I'm going to bring it up again, and I hope the entire coaching staff is listening. Can you guys stop the dumb shit with the offsides where the offensive line doesn't move at all?
I don't know.
It doesn't change the outcome of the play, and Seth is literally running for his life, and then it's a free down already. Let's try to get something out of it potentially.
How many first downs did they get with that?
I don't care how many they get. Seth's dying. He's already hurt. And why? What is the purpose of your entire line staying in a 3-point stance the whole play?
Well,
They're offsides. Just try to do something. Why are you just letting Seth run for his life on every offside call? Well, I don't understand that at all.
I completely agree with you.
They got
Trey.
3 first downs on it, I think.
Because it's offsides.
Because it's offsides, of course. But they can also get 30 down the field.
You're getting the offside call. Why are you also putting Seth at risk and making him run for his life when you could still just put forth some effort?
If they want to
at least
do that,
stand up and just try to stay in front of somebody. Why are you just staying down at the 3-point stance?
if they want to do
Shoot your
that, then
shot,
tell
man.
Seth to just fall on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, why even try to do
Or
anything?
slide.
It's a free play because if he were just to fall down, you miss out on the
A free
opportunity.
play doesn't mean everybody else on the field besides Seth and Kobe Drink don't move.
All you do is just get out there and just rip that bad boy, and he did it.
He's
every
running
time.
for. He's got dudes. He's
running for his life
He's
every
got
game. What's it
unchecked
matter?
dudes
What's
running
different?
for his head, bro.
What's different? What is different about the 5 guys blocking? He's still running for his life.
I hate it.
He's been clean. He's been clean when they actually block.
Don't stop it.
I don't know why it feels like you're defending this, and I don't get it because it's the dumbest thing
Well,
I've ever seen.
I think if the idea of the play is to just get a first down, perfect.
You get 5 yards.
They got a first down. I think
Okay.
3 out of 4 times they ran it.
I get it.
That's fine.
Why are they not moving? What is the purpose of staying in a 3-point stance for the entire play?
I don't get that part. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't get it.
Because it's not like they stop. It's not like Charlotte's defenders stop.
Yeah, they're not
Some
stopping.
of them do. They're running straight for Seth.
Some
and
of them
Seth's
do.
running and dude, it's crazy. He could get crushed.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, it
It's
makes no sense.
definitely interesting of a play, but it is working in their favor if their mindset is to just get a first down.
I know, but my point is you still get that call if you just snap it and everybody still moves.
But if no receiver, no anybody moves, then you don't have the home run potential of maybe getting a deeper pass.
I'm not arguing that nobody should move. I'm saying if
You
you're
think the
going to
offensive line
snap
should
it,
just
then
block.
everybody do what you're supposed to do. Just stand up and at least stand in front of them.
It's just a confusion factor. As confused as you are as to why the hell everyone's sitting still, they're like,
If they do it again this weekend against
Oh, it's
SMU,
gonna
I'm
happen.
walking out. I will run out there and try to block somebody for Seth because it's embarrassing.
I don't think they'll do it again.
I don't care if
There's
that's
too
a
much tape
fine.
on it
If I
out
get
there now.
arrested, I'll do it.
Too much tape.
I
on
got
it
your
now.
bail money, bro.
No, you don't.
Absolutely. If Trey goes out there to protect QB1, I'm definitely getting his bail money for him.
I hate it so much.
It is kind of annoying, but it did work in that favor, so I can't.
And I don't like whatever. I just want to hear like whoever decided that. Hey, you guys, if they're offside, just stay in the 3. Don't move. Don't move until we tell you to move.
Even though everybody else is moving.
Let them go straight through you. Don't move. Stay in the 3-point stance.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Mental toughness.
I'd be.
You know how
curious
hard it
why
is to
they're
stay in
not
a 3-point stance while your QB's scrambling for his life?
Do you think they practice staying in the 3-point
they have
stance
to.
for
moving. It's not that hard to stay in your
10 minutes?
They do 3-point stand holds at the
Yeah,
end
they
of every
do.
practice.
It's part of practice. It's like free throw practice after a basketball.
Yeah, it's like, you used to do wall sits. Now it's just 3-point
You're
stance
supposed to
holds.
keep the weight in your legs and your hip. There's not
I
supposed
don't
to be that
care.
much.
I
on your
hate it so
hands.
much. We're spending way too much time on this, but it's they
You
need
brought
to
it
know.
up, goofball.
I know because it drives me insane, and I'm sure other people hate it, and they should. It should be everything. Everybody should hate it so much.
If we're venting, it's the broken tackles.
I'm bringing a sign about it.
The poor tackling. I
We're
guess
hanging
that's
up a
us.
sign on the wall. Get out of your 3-point stance on offsides.
They're not going to run the play again.
Oh, they'll do it. They do it every game.
They do run a trick play every game. That's for sure.
Okay, about that. Was that about to be a triple pass?
I think so, personally, if we're being real honest.
First of all, Rock.
Catch the ball and just turn
Rock
outfield,
took
brother.
half of the fourth quarter to throw that ball back. Like, just, I don't know, maybe just catch it and go upfield.
Just go upfield.
But based on where he
plus
threw
yardage?
it and where Seth was standing, I'm fairly confident that they were expecting Seth to throw the ball again.
I don't know. It looked like he was about to throw the ball again.
I mean, just think about any other time that's run, the QB has taken off a little at least, or somebody's taken off downfield on a
It's the
double
Philly
pass.
special, right?
Right. Like, I don't know. You're running a double pass back to Seth and it was a screen. It just, something seems fishy.
It's not the play.
Would that have been the first triple pass in the history of collegiate football?
No.
There's been a triple pass before?
Probably.
Interesting. The third
I
big...
think we ran a triple pass.
Who's we?
Memphis.
When?
I'm pretty sure we have.
I've never seen it. What receiver is slow enough on that team that would have still been in their route running after the triple pass? After that slow ass
I need to
pass
think
back
back
from.
on this.
I mean, the only thing I can think is they threw it to Rock. Rock throws it back, and then Rock takes off down the sideline. They throw it.
Nah. Probably whoever was in the slot.
How many passing
On the
yards
left
do you
side.
get for that?
Probably just a line of scrimmage, same as you would.
Third biggest play of the night was Joseph Skates getting hit in the nuts by the ref on
That was
the
wild, dude.
I've
I've
pass
never,
interference call.
never seen that.
You don't remember that lineman getting hit in the eye
Oh, that was horrible. Who was that?
and taking his eyeball out?
Wasn't it a Giants player?
No, it was a Cleveland Browns guy, right?
Yeah, his eye got so swollen.
He actually sued.
As you
As
should.
he should. I think he's had
It ruined his career.
yeah, he's had like actual damage. I mean, Joe very well could. I think he's listed as day to day
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah. Why do they throw the flags that have those? Why do they throw them so far?
They've got to be able to throw him across the field
Yeah, you get your. I think you're supposed to throw the flag
where the penalty
like
happens.
around the area of the
Which-
penalty itself.
I don't know. Did he not see Joe coming out? That just seemed inappropriate. Poor Joe. How many times do you think they watched that in film this week?
Since they won, at least 5 or 6. If
It's
they
been
lost,
it's been all over social media. I've seen FanDuel tweeted about it, Big Cat tweeted about it. I've seen it all over the place.
It's wild, dude. It's kind of.
I
Funny.
mean, just straight in the.
I guess it's turned the corner in terms of things that sucked and get away from that because,
Oh my God.
dude, we should have smacked Charlotte. Like, what are we talking about? We should have smacked them, and we didn't.
It's unbelievable.
Dude, Orlando Brown was the guy, the
Oh, really?
Cleveland Browns offensive lineman. He's actually passed away.
He has a son in the NFL right now.
From that injury?
No.
I'm just kidding.
It happened in 99.
Was that long ago?
I know, right? I was a senior in high school.
I'm pretty sure Orlando Brown. Yeah, I thought he was with the Bengals. Is he not?
He was the Browns.
He is.
No, it's
Not
not Orlando
with
Brown
us.
Jr.
Oh.
I said he had a son in the NFL.
Well, then you just-
clowns. Whatever. He's with the Bengals.
All right. Sorry.
Talking about things that didn't suck. Let's do that for a second. Landfear's back. He's involved. I like that.
Yeah, would he have 6 catches for. Is that right?
7 catches, 63 yards.
Heck of a day for him.
I mean, obviously he's not tight ends of yesteryear, but I think he's filling a nice little void. You know, when other guys aren't open, he's a big target right in the middle. It seemed like they could have gone to the middle quite literally all night. Just, honestly, a 10-yard curl route and just call it a day.
Outside of his fumble on the one, Watson had a decent game.
Sure.
22 carries, 83 yards, 2 rushing tutties, 4 receptions, 40 yards a tutty on the through the air. Demir,
Yeah.
as Wolo calls him, Blankenschmier, had a good game, 4 receptions, 84 yards a tutty. Sounds like he's doing okay. He took a big hit there at the end on that last
Yeah, that
drive.
was scary, man. Did you?
I will say, I have a lot of confidence in us getting the ball either tied or down with 2 minutes or less now.
We do it every week
If
now.
if we've learned anything from the last several weeks, it's that we're
the
capable. of
2-minute
doing
drill
that.
is good.
Yeah. And shout out to Tanner Gillis because after he missed the one earlier in the game, I was fairly confident there was no way he was making that kick to tie the game. It was basically the same kick. The first one he pushed a little bit right. I thought he was going to overcorrect and pull it left,
You know what's frustrating?
which is typically something I do on like a 10-foot putt. But shout out to him for drilling it.
Why does it feel like this keeps happening to us?
What?
Just a kicker going down, and you got a punter coming in to kick a field goal.
I don't know, but Tanner's done great all year. No complaints.
I mean, it's a tough thing to get put into. I mean,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
kicking field goals
I don't think that he's had
pretty damn hard.
He hadn't been kicking field goals since high school. He's done fine all year, but he has not had a kick of that pressure by any means this
So
year.
if there's a 45-yard field goal, you think they're going to kick a field goal, or do you think they?
Well, he's capable of. What's his long this year? I think he's had one from there or more.
Don't ask me, dude. I couldn't tell you. Don't let me lie to you. But I just think, just like when we had Doyle, the punter, playing a kicker.
Yeah, I don't know what goes on with our kickers.
Yeah, like
as well.
how that changes the way you call the game. I feel like.
Oh, 2 years ago, certainly. I mean, it cost you numerous games. Tanner's longest this year,
38,
he's 4 of 6 between 40 and 49. His longest 48.
30. Okay, 48.
So your 45-yard field goal, he is definitely going out there.
Interesting. It's just crazy considering where we, how this has evolved over the years, going from kicker you to
Not to be
bringing
a
in
Debbie
some
Downer, can we
backups.
go back to things that were terrible and piss us off? Our defense is atrocious. It's getting worse and worse every week. Our special teams kickoff coverage is disgusting.
Yeah,
We
not
either
good, Bob.
kick the ball out of bounds or for some reason we squib kick it to the 40-yard line with a minute left in the game.
I was truly expecting someone to ask a question about why they squib kicked that ball.
They did.
Did they? And I missed it?
Yep, you missed it.
What did he say?
Well, it's probably because you can't hear the questions.
That's so true.
So you just,
Relax.
Just tell me relax, guy. I don't know what you're asking. We just hear Ryan answer a question.
What do you want me to do about it?
Not you.
I don't know.
It's not you.
Take
It's
one of
not
those
Kenny.
little tiny
He would
TikTok
stop yelling at
mics.
Kenny.
Every single freaking availability.
I don't know,
is the
but
same
what-
thing.
In that situation, is it not make more sense to just kick the ball out of bounds? You'd already done it. Just make them start at the 35 if you're that worried about them getting a return. I mean, you literally squibbed it. It got to the 35, and then they returned it
for
past the
35
50.
yards. Yeah.
I mean, if that had been how we lost, I would have. It's just unbelievable.
He didn't explain why they chose to squib over kicking a guy out of
I mean,
bounds.
I'm sure what he's going to say is the kick wasn't what they were. I mean, it didn't get far enough back. Is what probably it wasn't a good squib. But my point is why even squib it? And that there were 45 seconds. How much time is left? There was way
It's
too
like
much
40
time.
seconds, yeah. Squib makes sense if there were 15 seconds. Something like that, right? Why not just kick it deep?
That's what. Or just kick it out of
You're
bounds.
kicking
And
it
make
out of
them
bounds. We're
start at
pretty
the
damn good at
35.
that.
Don't. Yeah, I mean, you've already done it anyway. They're starting at the 35. Make them march down the field from there.
Yeah, I
Your
think
coverage has been that bad all day. Why?
my guess is he would say, we've seen stuff on film that shows that they're weak at returning squib kicks or something like that.
Whatever.
That's my
Well,
guess.
they look pretty damn good at it.
Definitely a questionable call there, in my opinion.
I thought that lost us the game, and then Jeff makes a heck of a play, and I am screaming at my TV for him to go down because he got to pass the 50. I'm like, you go down, we got one play, and then you're in field goal range. You win this game in regulation.
No
And
way.
he made. I mean, it makes sense now. Like I heard him explain in his mind. He caught the ball. He'd gotten to the 50, and at that point, he thinks there's no time left on the clock. So he was just trying to get it to Diego to potentially. And honestly, our buddy Jonathan said it, but that would have been sick as hell if we'd won
Dude, so
on a
sick.
lateral pick.
The Chiefs just did it a couple
tutty.
weeks ago,
I
and it was
know,
dope.
and scored. But if that had been a walk-off tutty that way, that would have been cool. As lame as that whole game was.
Oh, man.
All right, can we move on from this stupid
Yeah,
game?
I don't wanna
Charlotte's
talk
so
about it.
bad.
So bad.
We got a big one in Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, Saturday, 11 a.m. on the Deuce, ESPN2. Should be, wow, AccuWeather is now saying rain. Hate to see that.
Don't want that.
Mid-60s, blackout, like we mentioned earlier. Not a fan of the daytime blackout.
Yeah, is that a little bit weird? I thought
It
about
is a
that.
little
I'm going to be honest, looking at the schedule when it came out, the fact that it was Friday the 13th, it was a night game, you're on the telly, felt like the Tulane game should have been the blackout game.
October. It made more sense.
I mean, what, October, Friday the 13th, spooky. It is what it is. I'm not confident that it's going to look great, blackout at 11 a.m., but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely a little weird for me, but
You think we break 30 for the fourth home game in a row?
yeah. I mean, if you're talking rain, that changes things. But
That was just on the ESPN. I thought it was supposed to be beautiful this weekend.
I thought it was supposed to be nice weather as well. That's why
I mean,
said
that
yes.
caught me real off guard.
I had it in mind that it was.
Yeah,
gonna
if
be a
it's
nice
going to be
day.
rainy,
What sucks too, because like, as good and bad as this team has been, like good in the sense that like, hey, they're 8-2, like stop pitching, but also bad as in like, I don't want to win every game in the final minute necessarily.
I just can't handle it.
But like here you are 8-2 against SMU. You don't truly control your future in a sense. Like, UTSA's got to do some things that kind of help you out, but
Yeah, I mean, the most Memphis thing to ever happen would be for us to win out and then UTSA beat Tulane the last week of the year, and then those two teams play again in the conference championship. And then all this was for naught. The other most Memphis thing would be for us to win this weekend and then lay an egg against Temple the next week. Yeah, I don't know. It's AccuWeather says 61 and sunshine all day with 2%.
Yeah.
It's not raining.
Yeah, shut up,
ESPN.
I have a question for y'all.
Yeah.
what?
Y'all always like to make fun of me about what I wear at games.
Bro,
You wear the Adidas hoodie?
What should
Kenny's
I wear?
been blackout hoodieing since August, the Bethune
Not-
game.
Not a blackout hoodie at the USF game. I was sweating in a t-shirt.
I
brother.
think a hoodie would be fine this weekend.
Is a hoodie okay?
Hoodie's good.
Yeah, it'll be. Let's see. Friday night the low's 40.
Okay.
60 is the high. Saturday, come 11 a.m. It's probably gonna be mid 50s. It'll be a little nip in the air. It's always a little breezy in the potato chip. I think a hoodie's. I mean,
especially down low.
I
where
might
it
be
gets
wearing.
really
I don't have
swirling.
I don't know that I have anything black Memphis, to be honest with you. And this is a dark gray.
Anthracite, I believe is the color you're looking
I
for.
have an anthracite gray jersey, but ever since one of our friends' wives said that that's just grown men. Anytime a grown man wears a jersey, it's just them in cosplay, and I don't really wear my jerseys.
Yeah, I don't care about that. It means nothing. I'll be wearing my black jersey.
I might throw that one on.
That's a hater talk is what that is. Wear your jersey, Trey.
I don't know. I like this hoodie a lot.
It is nice.
Shout out to Oxbow. That's where I got it. All right. The line opened, I think it was 5.5. It's now up to 8. A lot of folks believing in the Mustangs. Over under set at 66.5. The Tigs are plus 275 on the money line. I know a lot of people feel like this is a blowout. SMU's been winning their conference games big. They've played nobody. I don't have a ton of confidence going into this game. FPI gives SMU a 74.2% chance to win on the road, which seems crazy. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think it's going to be a shootout, and their defense is better than our defense.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think it's going to be the blowout people.
I mean,
are
you're going to be able to turn the ball over 4 times like you just did at Charlotte. That's for damn sure.
No, I don't think it's going to be the blowout that a lot of people are kind of expecting it to be, right? Like, what we see is SMU is beating some teams pretty handily. Well, it's kind of a difference in offensive philosophy, in my opinion, right? Like, this is kind of like if Norvell were still here.
Well, and having a defense with a pulse.
True. Their defense is stopping some people, but
I think Ryan said it today, their offense and defense both, and I get it, some of this is who they've played, whatever.
it's definitely who they've played.
Statistically, they're both top 10 in the nation, defensively and offensively.
They have not beaten a team with a winning record, I don't believe.
That sounds like somebody else.
That's my point. If you look at our schedules combined, or look at opponents' wins versus losses. Their schedule has 50 wins, 70 losses. Ours has 59 wins and 60 losses. Do with that what you will. I'm not saying that Memphis plays a harder schedule because they played TCU and Oklahoma. Granted, they lost both of those games. We played Mizzou. That's kind of our tough. SMU is probably our other tough one, right? I mean, Tulane's they're winning.
Whatever. We
They're
should have won
winning.
that game.
They're a top 25 team and they're winning, so it is what it is. But
somehow they just keep winning by 2 every week. I don't know.
Look, it is kind of is what it is. I think where SMU gets a little bit more credit is they are taking teams like Charlotte and not letting them, run for 200 some odd yards on them and run up the score late.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, as should we. We should not be letting Charlotte run for 200 some yards on us. These are the two top scoring teams in the conference. SMU averaging 40.5 points a game. The Tigs are at 39.7.
That's a wash, right?
I think so. I mean, I think both of these offenses can put up numbers.
Yeah.
Again, I think the difference is going to come down to the defenses. SMU's giving up 16.5 points a ball game. What does that feel like? We're giving up 29 points a game.
Yeah. It's kind of wild to think about, right?
It's just like, if that's, I mean, to me, it's going to be one of those classic 45, 38, 35-ish.
Seems kind of low.
Shooty, yeah.
Maybe not.
It's going to be one of those classic 65. I think it's just going to be up there, right? Like, I think you're going to have to score 40 plus. What you've done the last 4 weeks, you're averaging 49 points a game.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to do it on this SMU defense? If you are, you're going to have a shot.
Yeah, I mean, look, their defense is good, but this is the best defense or the best offense, that they're going to have to face outside of Oklahoma, probably. It seems fair to say just by looking at the schedule. I mean, yes, they've shut down a lot of teams, but a lot of teams they've played have not been that great. They've had a couple that were a little bit dicey. I think the Rice game, off the top of my head, if I remember that one correctly, did not get kind of close.
Yeah. Well, they ended up winning by 5, but
yeah.
that was after, I think, Stone and JT Daniel both got hurt in that game. The whole second, they were both out the whole second half, so that's kind of like
it's a wash.
Put an asterisk right there.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be more competitive than it seems like it's going to be on paper, right? Because you look at SMU and you're like, okay, well, they're blowing everyone out, and they're not
the eye test, right? Like,
sure,
you look at SMU and what they've done to the similar opponents. I mean, they beat North Texas by 24 this weekend. Our other similar opponent in Charlotte, they won 34-16. Yeah, it's like those are both.
Well, they didn't have to
arguably
face Hassan Wilson. You know.
True.
No, whatever, dude. What are we talking about? It is going to be frustrating because I know that this is going to be a game where SMU does the same damn thing every game, right? They're going to roll out to the right. They're going to have a tight end in the flats and a guy 10, 15 yards behind him and a guy running a fly. Just a flood pattern to the right side of the field, and they're just going to eat us alive all damn night with the same play, and it's so frustrating.
I don't like that.
I don't like it at all. And they use their tight ends heavily, and, we struggle with tight ends. So this is going to be, consistently.
Gosh, R.J. Maryland, tight end, 355 through the air. He's got receiving in 6 tutties, 6'4", 233 at a South Lane, Texas sophomore. We're going to have a day.
Yeah, running those pick routes like in what was last game.
Yeah.
Moving him across the field, and who was that? Barnett got picked off, left the dude wide open.
I mean, we're just
they ran
leaving
that 3
tight
different
ends
times
all over the place.
Yeah.
All right, what do the Tigs need to do to be able to pull out a dub on blackout Saturday morning?
Pray sounds like a good one. No, look, dude. For me, it's the defensive line. Like, I think the DBs kind of are what they are at this point. Like, you've gotten some hot and some cold with them, right? Like, you're seeing bright spots with Simeon Blair. Cameron Smith, who started off not so hot, has actually kind of turned it on lately. I think he's been playing pretty well. The deep corners are kind of whatever. You got Tyron Taylor's coming in. He's getting some more minutes. I think he's playing well.
Yeah.
The linebackers, obviously, Jeff Canton just had like a 12 tackle, an interception. Chandler Martin needs a statue already. Like, you're good at the linebacker core. The secondary is getting better. I know we just got toasted by USF. We're not too far from getting toasted by USF, but you had 4 takeaways in the last game. It's just your D-line is just not there, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You got talent. Jalen Allen, he's good, right? He's good. I think we can all agree on that. Where's Ellison been? He started off real hot. We haven't seen him in a while. Trench Baby, who else am I forgetting? I mean, we were supposed to have this super deep defensive line, and they're rotating all these guys so they can stay healthy and let them last through the game. Where the hell are they? 19 sacks on the year?
Yeah. You talk about sacks. I mean, that's going to be part of it Saturday. SMU is second in the conference. They have 35 sacks.
35 versus 19. Think about that.
16 more sacks. They're averaging 3.5 a game. I mean, you're going to have to protect Seth for sure. I don't think there's any way you win this game if Seth gets hurt again.
I'd be curious to go back and look at sacks allowed and how that has changed throughout
The season.
Yeah, because the offensive line's kind of bounced around a bit. And even last week, I think we kind of got a little surprised with Michaelan Pounders not being at left tackle, and Hill moved over.
Yeah.
So Hill's gone from right tackle to left guard to left tackle. Well, shout out to him. I think he's played well. I think the offensive line played well. And even though you had that stupid-ass penalty on Gildahouse, who filled in at left guard.
I mean, that was a real weak penalty.
Yeah, it was a
but
real weak penalty, I know, but it was so dumb. But the offensive line's played well. Like, Seth is probably still going to be running for his life, correct? But
yeah,
I do think,
and obviously, I don't know. You can't turn the ball over 4 times.
sure.
Create some takeaways. Score a bunch. Just score one more point than them.
You know,
Just find another way.
we say that as like a joke, but like, I mean,
Find another way.
they just keep doing it.
Tulane's doing it. They keep winning by 2.
Kenny was talking trash to me before the game because I kept saying, like, I don't expect Memphis to win necessarily, but I don't think it's going to blow out. But I also wouldn't be shocked if they do win. Like, they just keep finding a way to win. I mean, it just kind of is what it
shocked
is.
either. I'm not anticipating us getting blown out. I just don't have a ton of confidence.
This is the game that you listen. You win by 1 point. That's fine. You can't say that against Charlotte. Like that was trash. But against SMU, if you beat them by 1 point, that's all that matters. Win.
It is trash. I agree, but we're not too far removed from having a bajillion point lead on Houston with like 3 seconds left, and somehow you lose. Like, it's just it's different. Like, if you're going to find ways to win, it kind of is what it is. Yes, it's annoying. You should be beating these teams handily because you have superior talent than them. But as long as you're winning, like, it's hard for me to complain. Like, yes, it's frustrating, and I can vent and get mad at it. But at the end of the day, you're still winning, right? Like, I mean, what are we complaining about? That we're not winning the way a previous coach won by scoring 60 points and letting someone come back, and you win 60-50.
Although we've been up there, 44 plus last month.
I'm confused what the issue is, and I'm pretty sure it was Sane that had the. I know it was Sane. Sane had the interview with Gaston, and they're talking about is the Tiger football team like basically unfairly judged,
Over scrutinized.
over scrutinized was the word. Thank you, and I think that's very fair. I think they 100% are, and I think it's probably because everything we do we're taking and comparing to what Norvell did. Oh, the offense isn't as good as it was. No shit. This dude is unbelievable. Mike Norvell's built different. He took a team that was on the floor, picked them up, and they're undefeated right now, number 4 in the nation. Like, yeah, stop comparing everyone to Norvell. Like, what are we doing?
Gosh, we're going to Tallahassee next year.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work out for us.
That's spooky.
Maybe we'll have Mercy.
I was talking about that this weekend. I don't think he'd run it up on us.
Ha!
He loves Memphis.
Ha!
I'm still hearing noises in the hallway.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It sounds like a ghost in there laughing. I don't know what that's all about.
All right, Tej, give me your prediction.
What would you say the over-under was? 60 something?
66.5.
Does that not feel low?
It feels low, but I think they're taking into account SMU stopping us.
Is that one of the Thunder picks or 50-50 TJ?
I thought about it.
Take the over.
They're freaking scared of Simeon Blair. Liberty
We are
Stadium.
8-2 hitting the overs in our games this year.
Ooh, you might have just changed TJ's mind. Look
No.
at that.
What do you mean?
On your pick, on your 50-50 TJ pick.
Oh, no, my pick is already set in stone. I already got mine. That seems low for me. I do think it'll probably be I don't know their kicking game. They always got to work in some field goals and stuff there, They got a 48, I could see it being 48-38. They win. Like, I don't think a 10-point loss is.
I'm so mad at you right now
Why?
because you railed on me for saying they could lose by 10.
No.
You
Kenneth.
railed
No,
on me
Kenneth.
before the show.
You
before the
said
show.
the line would move to 10 points.
I knew you were going to go with a 10-point
You
win.
said the
I
line would
knew
move that
it.
far, and I said it started at 5. It's not going to move to double digits, all just
You
for no reason.
just blasted me, called me a bum.
That's what it was. It was about the line.
It was about the line moving 5+ points, which is absurd. That's what we were talking about. If it's a 10-point loss at home, that would be painful. I think Ryan's 4-2 at home as an underdog. I think we talked about that.
It does feel 10-pointy.
10-pointy.
I know. I know. I said I feel like we don't get blown out. Now I'm sitting here and I keep coming up with these 3-score games in my head,
Stop it.
like a 45-31. I guess that's 2-score, but like
gonna say,
I was gonna say 48.
Can't pick 48. I picked 48. Gotta text this to myself.
I'll say we just lose a tutty. I'll say 45-38.
That was the first score that came to my mind. And I was like,
SMU
I don't need
wins.
Kenny talking
Ugh.
trash to me, and he did it anyway.
I just don't have any faith. I don't.
I just text it to you so I don't forget it.
All right, let's get to these 50-50 TJ Thunder pick. What'd you have last week?
I took Miami, Ohio to cover -17 versus Akron.
And
They won 19-0. Your boy's back. Welcome to the odd streak.
back over 500. Does that make you 6-5
Yup.
through week 11?
Yep.
I took Tulsa -24.5 with Tulane, and Tulane didn't even beat the 24.5 with points scored themselves.
That was easy money.
They won 24-22, so that moves me to 7-3-1 on the year.
What do you got this year? This week.
I don't know. I really do want it because we're 8-2, and I feel like it's going to be a shootout. I want to take that over 66.5. I really thought it was going to be closer to like 70 something, 72.5 or something.
I mean, damn, at this point, it's 80 something. Like,
Well, if you statistically points per game, yeah, it should be 80.5, 79.5. I kind of want to take Georgia -10.5 at Tennessee. Tennessee
Because they
just got freaking shellacked by Mizzou.
and Georgia just shellacked
Shellacked.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah. That's fair.
But I don't know. Nealon's going to be rocking probably for that.
I'll let you think on it. I'm going to take Wake Forest to cover the 24.5 versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a lot of guys out, a lot of injuries. I think it kind of showed versus Clemson. So I know Wake Forest isn't all that great, but 24.5 is kind of a lot of points for a team that's pretty banged up.
Okay. I think looking at this, I've just changed. I'm actually going to go the over 59.5 in the Georgia-Tennessee game.
Okay.
No. Sticking with the minus.
Dude, you're all
minus-
over the place right
minus
now.
10.5, Georgia. They win by 2 tutties at least in Tennessee.
I mean, sounds fair.
I don't see how they don't. All right, get on your Blair Witch project.
Burn the Witch, Black Lager. Kind of thickety thick in here. I'm not going to lie. I mean, first of all, the can is Blair Witch, though. So I think that's probably why you're saying that. Like, it looks like TV static. I know you guys can't see this, but just imagine it's TV static.
Oh, I thought that is what that is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think of.
Is that the Blair Witch font?
Show it one more time to your camera.
I
think it is.
don't know the Blair Witch
Just
font.
type in Blair Witch. You have a laptop.
I'm
in front of
holding
you.
a can.
Hold it right next to your face. There you go. Yep.
It may be. I don't know. That's a good point. And with the TV static, that would make sense. No, wait.
That was
Blair,
the ring.
The ring. Yeah, maybe the ring.
The girl coming out of the TV.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't really understand the can personally, but it's fine. It's still cooler than any of the Memphis made cans just because they put forth some effort.
That's true.
I'm gonna give it like a 6.1 on the can. I mean, whatever. I mean, for a black lager, it's good. I know that's kind of hard to say just because it's black lager. It's thick. It's a lot going on in there, but I would say it's probably like a 6.7. I don't think I would have
Tej,
another one.
These are
but
both exactly 5.9%.
was planned.
Interesting. What'd you say? 5.9?
Probably like a. That's I don't.
I said
you said
5.9.
5.9. I think I said 6.7 on the beer.
Interesting.
I mean, I would just couldn't drink two of them. They're just kind of thickety thick, you know. Danka.
I don't love the Danka can.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
I like the black can.
I like the black can with the gold. You see that black and gold, black top, like that. I just don't. I'm not feeling. I don't. Maybe it's because their skin tone is.
They're all like that, man.
I know, but it's. I don't know. It's throwing me off.
Did you read the background story on it?
No.
There's always one.
I don't know this. I mean, it's very German. It's got a vase of. It's not a vase. I don't know what it is. Of flowers. He's handing to a sweet German girl.
You saying vase, dude?
A
vase.
You're so cultured.
A vase.
vase. I don't know. I don't love this can. It feels very middle of the road. 5.8 on the can. This was very good though. This dank. This beer was dank.
Still Danka.
The beer was dank. Good Oktoberfest. Should have done it in October, but it was like a 7.1 on this. I think you'll enjoy it next week.
So background story that is inspired by I Thank You by Sam and Dave.
What does that mean?
I don't know, all their stuff has like Memphis ties.
Oh, the
music
song
and
I
stuff like
Thank
that.
You.
Yeah. And it was
Okay.
recorded written and produced at Stax.
I bet it was.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were the main songwriters for Isaac Hayes and David Porter, who I can't say I'm too familiar with David Porter. But
David Porter's a legend in recording music in Memphis.
okay, that makes sense. I mean, that's kind of what they do, and they called him out, so I imagine that's probably true. I don't know who he is. I'm trying to look it up now to culture myself.
What was the song title again?
I Thank You.
I Thank You.
Yeah.
Have to hit that on the way home.
He wrote Soul Man by Sam and Dave. Hold On, I'm Coming. Woo, those two songs.
I don't know. Unfamiliar.
Consortium MMT.
Kenny's in his 70s, so he's been around the block for a while.
Y'all
so-
don't love Sam and Dave?
I don't know who
I
they
don't know
are.
what that is.
Oh my
Are
god.
they cousins with Pete and Sam's? I think Pete and Sam's is okay.
Okay. Homework assignment.
It's
on the
only
way.
it's only Pete now. I don't know if you've driven by it
Oh,
recently.
No. Really?
Well, the lower half of the sign doesn't work. So it's
Okay.
only-
I was like, dang, dude, how you going to change that?
Homework assignment for tonight. Y'all on the way home listen to Hold On, I'm Coming and
I'm listening to this. I just pushed
Soul
it to-
Man. It's
Yeah,
a
I
great
just pushed
song.
it. I know Soul Man. I know that one.
I'm not very good with music names, so I've probably heard these and I just don't know the title of them.
I think you know.
I mean, Soul Man sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I know that. TJ, are we going to be celebrating a big victory next week? The biggest game of the year because Tulane was, and then we lost it.
Yeah, well, we both just picked losses, and I think that is probably the smart move because if you pick your team to lose, then you're right, and if your team wins, then your team wins. It's a
Who
win.
cares
win.
about being
That's why I bet
right?
on the Grizzlies to lose all the time. I make money from it, but it's also win-win.
That is right now at least
It's
winning,
quite lucrative.
a winning formula for sure. We're All right, we'll check in next week to see if I'm drinking this black lager as a victory brew or drowning in my sorrows because football's basically over.
Yeah.
Subscribe, like, comment. Come with a cold beer, stay with hot takes. Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Like and subscribe at Bluff City Media's YouTube page. Head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co for comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports.